Hey everyone, welcome back to the Drive Steady channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about why right now may be a good opportunity for those who have held out on buying a muscle car or a sports car. Cars like the Camaro, the LT1, the ZL1, the Shelby GT350, the Mustang, the Charger, the Challenger. All of these cars, even in their higher performance trims, have significant discounts out there. And in addition to that, to incentivize the deals even further, manufacturers are offering long-term financing with very low interest rates, some of them as long as 84 months with 0% financing. Now, the unfortunate part of all of this is because of the pandemic that's going on. But like I said, if you are interested in buying these cars, right now may be a good opportunity for you to do that. But first things first, I want to be clear, irregardless of any deal, the important part here is that as a result of the pandemic, there are several people out there losing their jobs, having financial hardships. So the deal does not outweigh your responsibility of making a smart financial decision. Please do not buy a good deal car if you can't afford it. Make sure your ability to make these payments is up to par, and then go along and make the decision, because remember, it's your responsibility to make sure you're making the right financial decision. And second, and more importantly, please take advantage of the conveniencies some of these dealers and manufacturers are offering. Touchless delivery. You don't have to go down to the dealership. We're in a day and age when everything can happen via email, phone call, fax. Touchless deliveries. Dealers are advertising delivering the car to your house. You don't have to touch anything. You don't have to be involved with anybody. Please go ahead and take this thing seriously, not only for the fact of the conveniency, but for your own health and your own well-being and safety. All right, so with all of that, I wanted to go ahead and go over the list of cars. But before I do that, I want to say that I'm going to go with the 8-cylinder versions of all the cars I'm about to talk about. And that's because I believe if you buy a sports car or a muscle car, my preference is to get the V8 version. And why not? Because of all these discounts. Now, like I said, the first car is going to be the Camaro, and specifically the cheapest way for you to get a V8 in a Camaro now is the LT1 trim. Now, the LT1 trim is the same engine as you get in a Camaro SS, 455 horsepower. And look at this price, $27,000. It's a almost $9,000 discount over the sticker price of this car. Now, the fact that you can get 455 horsepower and the performance that the LT1 offers under $30,000 is remarkable. And there is not a shortage of these cars. There is an abundance. Look at all the deals for $30,000 for an LT1. And again, this is crazy for the amount of performance you're going to get for a $30,000 car. The next one, I'm going to jump up a trim level in the Camaro, and that is to the 1LE. And the 1LE speaks for itself. Everybody knows the performance level in the 1LE. Let's talk about the price. $38,649, a $6,000 discount for a 1LE. Now, again, the level of performance in the 1LE is unquestioned. This is a favorite car, a good driver car by many of the magazines and many of the reviewers out there. People on YouTube love the Camaro 1LE. Now, the next one up is the high horsepower version of the Camaro, and that is the ZL1. Now, the ZL1 has 650 horsepower, 650 pounds-feet of torque. It's the same engine as the Corvette Z06. You get mag ride, you get the 10-speed automatic for $58,000, guys. This is absolutely insane. This one specifically is a 2019 for $10,000 under sticker price, and it's absolutely remarkable the amount of discounts that are available. Again, in abundance. Look at this, how many there are for 60,000 in the low $60,000 range, and fantastic deals to be had. I really like they've got this as orange, but that one is the crush color, which I like. A lot of people don't like. But anyway, this is not about my opinion. This is about the deals that are out there for you guys to take advantage of. And if the ZL1 wasn't enough for you, how about we jump up to the most hardcore version of the ZL1, and that's the one with the 1LE package. This one specifically, $64,490. So if you compare it to the regular one, you jump up about $5,000 or $6,000 and you get the most hardcore Camaro available, track ready, with the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup tires, and of course the bonus of a manual transmission. And this is a 2019. There are 2020s here on this list as well. You can see here 2020, and of course, again, 64,000, 64,000, 66,000. So these, you might even have a little bit more negotiability, because not many of these people are buying them. They just opt for the regular ZL1 because the 1LE package has the spool valve shocks that are not the best for daily driving. Some people say they're a little rough. But again, $64,000 for a car that laps the Nürburgring in the low 7-minute range. And in addition to that, Chevrolet is offering 84 months of 0% financing. Now, if that doesn't incentivize you, it's kind of crazy, these deals that are available now. Because if you think about it, just for the financing, right? 0% interest over 84 months. If you compare that to a 60 months traditional finance with, let's say, a 3% interest rate, you are going to save at the very least $5,500 just on the finance over the term of the finance. So this is, every time I see these deals, I just wonder how these dealers are going to continue to make money for this period of time. Next, let's jump into the true muscle car in this range, and that is the Challenger. Now with the Challenger, if you want a V8, you have to get the RT, but I went into the Scat Pack, which gets you the 485 horsepower Hemi engine. And here's another amazing deal, $31,000 for 485 horsepower. The Challenger is a fantastic car to have. It's fun to drive, and it is comfortable as well on a day-to-day basis. And if you wanted the wide body that's available in these Challengers, it bumps it up to about $35,000 to $40,000 range, and I think it's worth it. The wide body is something that not only enhances the look, but also enhances the performance of the Challenger, given that it's kind of a heavy car, and having the meatier tires and the wider body enhance the handling and the braking characteristics of this car. Next, we are going to jump into what I think is probably the bargain buy of the century, okay, with respects to high horsepower cars, and that is the regular narrow body Challenger Hellcat. And yes, this is not just on the lower level trims. You'll see the higher level trims like the Camaro ZL1. The Hellcat is also heavily discounted. So look at this one, the one at the top of the list, $51,000, guys. For a 2019, this is a leftover, but I want to let you know that the 2019 and the 2020 Challengers are practically the same. They both have the 717 horsepower, which was upgraded from the 707 when the Challenger first came out. And $51,000 for this much horsepower, this much level of conveniency and comfort in a muscle car, and you get a true muscle car with the automatic, and some of these are also available in a manual. And again, look how many of them there are here. And the reason you've got this much of a discount is because Dodge is offering $7,170, get it, 717 horsepower, and $7,970 for the red-eye version. So it's even more head-scratching and even more unbelievable than the ZL1 and the 1LE deals, the amount of horsepower you get for $50,000 now. And if you wanted to jump into the wide body, like I said, I really like the wide body a lot. And for the wide body, you're getting closer to the $60,000 range. It's kind of your decision whether you think a $10,000 jump in price is worthy for the wide body. You're still going to get the 717 horsepower. But for me, for 60 grand, I think the wide body Hellcat in a manual would offer a very, very compelling and fun car to own for a very long period of time. And you can see here there is a long list of availability with significant discounts. Some of these things are getting into the $10,000+ discount range. And if you wanted something even more crazy, right? Let's say you wanted the red eye. Look at this, a narrow-bodied red eye, $65,000 for almost 800 horsepower. I mean, if this isn't the most insane deal of all of these deals I'm about to give you, it's absolutely crazy. And I don't mean to sound like a car salesman. I usually like to go in and to look at these deals. This is merely to give you guys out there, or the people out there who want to buy a muscle car, who are enthusiasts of cars, who have the financial capability to buy something in this current environment. These deals are primo, unbelievable, almost like once in a lifetime. I never have seen a Hellcat. Look at this one, $14,000, almost $15,000 off of sticker price. And all of these are the advertised prices. Everybody knows that if you call, you show some negotiation and some real commitment to buying a car, dealers are more than likely to work with you and to give you a better price than the $65,000 for this red eye. And this being a 2019 leftover, you're probably going to get a really nice deal. And of course, if you wanted the wide body, I believe you can probably get a Hellcat red eye wide body for in the $70,000 range if you really, really work hard. Now, the next car I'm going to jump into is in the same family lineup. Let's say you wanted a four-door fast car. V8 Scat Pack Dodge Charger, $33,000. Some of them are even closer to the $30,000 range. Look at this. This is unreal. 485 horsepower in a car you can take your family in, daily drive it. It's comfortable. I personally haven't driven a Charger before, but I have read all the reviews. I've watched the YouTube videos, and it is a very comfortable car. It may not be the most sophisticated and have all the luxurious features as like a Mercedes or a BMW or an Audi or even some of the Japanese brands, but you do get good horsepower and fairly decent gas mileage and a lot of room. These Chargers and Challengers have big back seats, big trunks, big seats. So that's the Scat Pack. And then if you wanted to jump into the Hellcat, this is the brand new Hellcat Charger. This is a car that just came out. It's not a 2019. There are no leftovers. It's the brand new 2020 model. And as a reminder, if you want a Hellcat Charger four-door car, you can only get them in the wide body. Now, there are no more narrow body Chargers left for the 2020 model year. So if you look at some of these, $64,000 for basically the fastest mass-produced car in existence right now. You look at the M5, those are $100,000 cars. Some of the Cadillac CTS-Vs, this is faster than those cars for 60% of the cost. And in addition to that, you get all the performance, 707 horsepower. There's the Daytona version, which there are other discounts as well. But this is a compelling argument for, honey, it still has four doors and I can still get groceries in it. So $60,000 for a car with this much performance and four doors, it's great value, at least in my opinion. Now we're going to cross over to something that is more near and dear to my heart, and that is the Mustang, because I own a Shelby GT350, and let's jump into the Mustang. So, of course, the coolest Mustang, the one you want, or at least at an entry level, is the one with the V8, the 5.0 engine, the iconic 5.0 engine, right? So look at this, a Mustang GT with a manual transmission, 2019 model, $28,000. 460 horsepower, and in addition to that, this is a base level Mustang, right? So everybody knows the aftermarket available for the Mustang. You buy a base level Mustang for $28,000. You've got the fantastic 5-liter engine that's very modifiable, very friendly to it. And this is like an empty canvas. You buy this car, you put some aftermarket wheels on it, throughout, you put an exhaust, and this car becomes a very, very fun car to own for under $30,000. If you invest some money in aftermarket, you're probably going to be in the $30,000, $35,000 range, but still very, very compelling for a $28,000 car. Let's jump up a trim level. And this is the highest performing, I guess, non-specialty Mustang you can get, and this is the Performance Level 2, not the 1 but the 2 with the big meaty tires and the extra aero. And this is crazy. This I keep saying these same words to describe this situation: crazy, ridiculous, head scratching. It's a $47,000 car and you get it for $38,000, and everybody knows the fantastic 5.0 engine, and the Mustang is the lightest, or close to being the lightest, of all of these cars that I'm talking about, the Camaro, the Challenger, Charger, things like that. And in addition to that, you add on the Performance Level 2 package, and you've got not only a cool muscle car, but the handling package makes it somewhat of a sports car. You get good brakes, good meaty tires, nice wide bulldog stance wheels, and of course the dual exhaust pipes with the valves and the fantastic sounding 5.0 engine. And you can get it in a manual, you can get it in the 10-speed automatic. Look at these, $38,000, and again, there's a lot of them. Some of them are closer to the $40,000 range, and again, you can call and maybe get a better discount, maybe some negotiation, because these dealers want to sell these cars. Now, the next one up is a specialty Mustang, and remember when these came out, the Mustang Bullet. If you don't remember, these are the ones with a little bit more horsepower, 20 more. I think it's 480, because it borrows some things from the Shelby GT350 even. And these were special tribute cars to commemorate the Mustang from Steve McQueen. And look at this, $49,000 selling for $38,000, and this is not even a black one that some people think is less desirable. This is the one with Highland green paint, and here's another black one, here's another Highland green one. So there are several to be had, and this being a limited edition Mustang, these were selling for above sticker price when they came out, and now because of this pandemic, unfortunately, the result is you get these cars for $10,000 under sticker. $40,000 for a specialty Mustang is unheard of. So let's jump to the next highest level, the one before the highest level, and these are the Shelbys, right? So the Shelby GT350, and I can speak from experience. My own Shelby GT350, I had to go out of state to get $500 discount. This was almost 3 years ago off of sticker price. And here you go, here's a 2018 $59,000 sticker price, selling for practically $8,000 under sticker. $51,000. Yes, this is a leftover 2018, and it is a pre-refresh model, but it still offers a lot of the fantastic performance. You get the flat plane crank 5.2 liter Voodoo engine. But let's say you wanted the refresh model. You want the new tires, you want the new wheels, you want the nice spoiler, the nicer you want the 2019, or you want the 2020. Look at this, 2019 $65,000 sticker price, selling for $10,000 under sticker. $55,000 for, this looks like a performance blue GT350 with no stripe. This is crazy. I mean, the fact that I had to pay $500 under sticker, and it took me weeks to find that deal, readily available for you. Cars.com, $55,000 for a Shelby GT350, guys. This is not just a specialty Bullet. This is a Shelby model. And if you're familiar with Ford and Mustang, specialty Mustangs in particular, you know Ford never offers big deals or big financing offers on the Shelby models. Now, finally, my favorite car on this list, and the car I would pick over anything that I've talked about, and that is the GT350R. So a little bit of history. When I was buying my car, I was going to settle, and I was ecstatic for being able to find a car, a GT350R for $5,000 over sticker. Mind you, at the time these cars were selling for $30,000 over sticker price. I found one for $5,000. Whatever it is, the deal fell through. I ended up not getting an R because I couldn't find one at a reasonable markup. But look at this one here, 2019 GT350R. And unlike the regular GT350, the GT350R has practically been the same thing from 2015 all the way to 2020. In the middle, they had the refresh. The interior is a little different, a little bit better materials. And this 2019 gets it. The 2019 and the 2020 are practically the same, unless you had a color preference for Grabber Lime or Iconic Silver or something like that. 2019 for $67,000. This is unreal. The fact that you can get a GT350 for practically sticker price or under sticker price is remarkable and unheard of. Look at this one, black with white stripes and the red pinstripes. That is a very unique color combo. Typically the black color is the black stripe with the red pinstripes, and that is really nice and very, very sharp. All right, so that's my list of cars. In conclusion, I think you get the point. There are great deals to be had. Let's give it a little overview. If you want to go less than 30 grand, you get a LT1 Camaro or a 5.0 Mustang GT. If you want to go into the $30,000 range, you jump into a 1LE Camaro, a Scat Pack, a Challenger or a Charger in wide body or non-wide body. And in addition to that, you can get a Mustang GT with a Performance Level 2 package. So this $30,000 range, 30 to 40 grand, buys you a lot of car for your money. Then if you jump up about $15,000, you get into the more high performance trims. You can buy a Hellcat for 50 grand, you can buy a Camaro ZL1 for 50 grand, and you can get a GT350. Now, the last one, and probably the most unreal, mind-boggling one, is if you get into the $60,000 range, 60 to 70 grand, a little bit less than 70 grand, you're not gonna touch 70 grand. You can get a GT350R. Remember, this is the limited version of the GT350. I think there are about 2,000 or 3,000 in existence at this point. And separately, you can get a Hellcat Red Eye. You can get a car with 800 horsepower, practically 800 horsepower, 797 for $60,000. You saw the gray one, it had a narrow body, 800 horsepower for $60,000. That is just unheard of. So hopefully this was an informative video for you. Like I said, if you were one of those people who were in the market prior to the pandemic and decided to hold out a little bit, now is a good time. Maybe if you want to squeeze it a little bit more once this national quarantine gets lifted, might be a good opportunity for you to sneak in and get something you really like. So that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, drive steady.